Makima was a high-ranking public safety devil hunter, who took Denji as her human pet. She is later revealed to be the control devil, which embodies the fear of control or conquest. Following her death, she is reincarnated as Nayuta. She was the main antagonist of the public safety saga. Makima is a devil resembling a human woman in her 20s of marginally above average height, 168 centimeters /5'6 to 173 centimeters /5'8. She has long light red, pale auburn hair, normally kept in a loose braid with bangs reaching just past her eyebrows and two longer side bangs that frame her face. Her eyes are yellow with multiple red rings within them, making them the only visible sign of her inhuman nature. Her usual public safety uniform consists of a white long-sleeved shirt, a black tie, black pants, and brown shoes. On the surface, Makima seems to be a nice, gentle, social, and friendly woman. She is seen almost the entire time wearing a smile on her face and acts relaxed and confident even during a crisis, speaking in a professional tone to her workers. As her natural appearance is nearly identical to that of a human, she avoids disclosing her devil nature to most of her underlings and spends much of the series posing as a human contracted to a devil rather than a devil herself. However, this is only a fatal dissection aid that she uses to fulfill her ultimate goal. After the death of Aki Hayakawa, Makima begins to reveal her true colors to Denji. Makima's true face is of someone that is Machiavellian and calculating, who sees people around her as nothing more than dogs she can use as much as she likes and must obey her without any hesitation. Makima has demonstrated herself to be extremely cunning, cold, and manipulative. She controls Denji through the promises of a romantic and sexual relationship while also threatening him with outright extermination if he disobeys her. Ruthless and normally dispassionate, she will do whatever it takes to reach her goals, even at the cost of the people she should be protecting. Makima also realizes that she is not a good person and deems herself as a necessary evil, a weapon under the control of the Japanese government, just like Gun Devil, which is under the control of the American government. She is not afraid of her plans derailing, since whether her plans fail or succeed, she will almost always achieve something she wants. Makima is an extreme fan of Chainsaw Man, the hero of hell. Fascinated by its ability to wipe out the embodied concept of a devil through consuming them, her stated goal is to bring Chainsaw Man under her control to use its abilities to create an ideal world without fear, death, and bad movies. However, failure is also acceptable, as it would mean being eaten in honor. According to her, Makima's true goal, however, was to be together forever with Pochita and lead a happy life with him. She always yearned for something like a family, being incapable of forming equal and meaningful relationships as the control devil. Makima is one of the strongest individuals in the world of Chainsaw Man thanks to her physical and supernatural abilities as a devil, along with her cunning and manipulative personality. She is feared by humans, friends, and devils all around the world, which increases her powers as a devil. According to the President of the United States, other countries besides America have already given up trying to fight her. As a devil, Makima possesses all of the standard devil abilities. These include the ability to make contracts with humans. Thanks to her ability to control humans, she is also able to force them to make a contract with herself. Makima made a contract with the Prime Minister of Japan in return for working for the Japanese government. As a result of this contract, any fatal attacks inflicted on Makima are transferred into an appropriate illness or ailment affecting a random citizen of Japan. She was shown to have been shot in the back of the head and seemingly killed, only to stand up later with no visible wounds. She stated that she was merely grazed by the bullet, but this is unlikely given the placement of the gun when it was fired, as well as the location of the blood from the exit wound. Later, she was killed by the gun devil after it fired a bullet to her head, but this did not finish her off. It is confirmed that she had been killed 26 times up until the attack of the gun devil. Later on, she gets killed by Pochita several times during their final confrontation. However, Denji found a way to bypass the conditions of her contract with the Prime Minister of Japan by killing her to end her misery. which he viewed as a form of love rather than an attack. After being eaten by him, she returned to hell and subsequently reincarnated in China as Nayuta due to the revival ability of devils. A little bit of trivia. Makima's ranking in the popularity polls in recent years is as follows. Makima ranked second in the first popularity poll, with 27,224 votes. Makima ranked second in the second popularity poll, with 76,733 votes. Makima smokes High Fights, likely a reference to the Japanese tobacco brand High Light. Makima was the first character Fujimoto had a solid image of, as she is a character in Breath of the Stars, one of the serialized works in Fujimoto's head. Out of many fantasy stories he imagined in junior high, Makima was partially based on Betten, a character in the eccentric family that Fujimoto liked, for she is an unfathomable higher being, with her sadness that we lowly humans can't comprehend is something Fujimoto wanted to convey in Makima. Fujimoto has mentioned FLCL as a source of inspiration for the girls of Chainsaw Man, and Makima is likely based on Haruko from FLCL, who is a manipulative, unpredictable being. According to Fujimoto, if you remove the key from Makima's name, you're left with Mama, which ties in with Denji, who has always been pursuing maternal things since the death of his mother at a young age. Makima's Japanese devil name, Shihai, Ashmakrani. Uses the same kanji as the Japanese translation for the first of the four horsemen of the apocalypse in Christian mythology. Given Makima's status as a member of the group, her name could also be interpreted as the Conquest Devil. Makima's final battle at the end with Chainsaw Man was inspired by the Shinobu vs. Kami fight in the Kizuna 3 movie, according to a tweet by Fujimoto. In Makima's apartment, shown in Chapter 81, there is a painting showing the fall of Lucifer, similar to Gustave Doré copyright illustration for John Milton's poem Paradise Lost. In both the anime and the manga, Makima is often seen with pests and parasites. In the opening theme Kickback, Makima is allegorically represented by two animals, the jade wasp, Ampulex compressa, and Leucochloridium paradox, both parasites that control the actions of their host. Her association with pests could be reflective of how the Conquest Horseman is often interpreted as the Horseman of Pestilence. The reason for the Conquest Horseman being changed to Pestilence in some interpretations is that scholars found Conquest to be too similar to war. Pestilence was an easy change because at the time, bows and arrows were laced with poisons and toxins, and the Conquest Horseman held a bow and arrow. Even though Makima's hands are in a more gun-like position, her bang ability can also be comparable to shots from an arrow. Her gut halo is often seen as being symbolic of the crown that the Conquest Horseman would wear. She is very similar to Siren from the Devilman series. Siren is a demon whose motivation against the protagonist, Akira, was because he was a human fused with the demon she either admired or was in love with, depending on the version. Amon. She only lured Akira so that she can kill him herself because she wanted Amon, just like how Makima only lured Denji. After all, he was fused with the real Chainsaw Man, Pashida. The difference between them is that Siren was original, until she became more popular, just a very minor antagonist, whereas Makima was always planned to be a major character from the start and is later revealed to be a major antagonist. In the original Devilman manga, Siren had two demons who assisted her called Gelmer and Agul, who had water and intangibility powers respectively. Two of Makima's subordinates, Beam and Princey, are both devils with intangibility powers. Beam is a shark fiend and sharks are aquatic animals, with his intangibility being his way of representing sharks swimming.